Welcome back to SwitchCorner. My name is Alex and today I have a monster week of deals for you covering eShops in the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. It's one of the biggest weeks I've seen in a long time with mostly AAA hits. Before we do get into that though, as always, I do have two winners to announce for two $10 eShop gift cards. And then of course this week I have two more to give away. So all you need to do, drop a comment down below and winners, they'll be announced next week. So with that luck, hit subscribe if you love the Switch. As much as we all do here, we're quickly approaching 25,000 subscribers, so thank you all for the support. And yeah, let's get started. So before we do kick this off, I actually have another giveaway as well. This one's thanks to RetroSoft Studios, who have given me a copy of Retromania Wrestling to give away as well. Same as the gift cards, all you need to do, drop a comment down below. And next week, it's actually going to be 3 winners instead of 2. You can check out my review on that game in the pinned comment down below, along with all the other reviews from today's video. So first up, let's go big. Doom Eternal went on sale and I got a ton of messages on Twitter, on Discord, in the comments here on the channel, and rightly so. It's an incredible game, another great port, and if slaying demons to a metal soundtrack sounds like a good time to you, this is possibly the best decision you will ever make. The guns are incredible, the action brutal, and yeah, it's just about the pinnacle of the first person genre. It's just a strong must buy from me, especially with this first time ever sale of 50% off. Also go and check out the soundtrack as well. It's a beast even if it is surrounded in controversy. Beat 'em up fans, Streets of Rage 4 finds its lowest price ever in the eShop with 35% off, and this is about as good as fans could have ever hoped for a new entry in this series. We've got the classic characters here, think like Axel, Blaze and Adam. They're teaming up with a couple of newbies and it just nails the execution here, balancing, you know, what fans want, but with a few new twists. Throw in then incredible visual design and a great soundtrack to back it all up, and this is a sequel coming back, you know, just done the right way. Race fans, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is back, matching the all-time low of 50% off. It's probably my favourite racer on the Switch, alongside maybe think Grid. It's arcade through and through, but for me it's the cross-play online racing that just absolutely elevates the experience here. There's also a ton of content as well, whether you're the cops or of course the racers, and then the cars as well, just over the top. Fast, incredible to look at. It's everything an arcade race fan could want. Just don't come here for depth. The one thing it does lack, this one, it's heavy customization. Okay, so let's pull back just a tiny bit from AAA. Paradise Killer was one of my favourite games of 2020, an absolute hidden gem of a game that's also about as weird as they come. The idea though, you live in a world where the planet gets overrun by demons, say every few years, so every few millennia you need to transfer to this new kind of island, this new planet, and start again. The problem, the council who oversee this move and create this planet, they are murdered on the eve of that transport. Now you must solve the mystery. The first person controls, they take a little while to get used to, but the whole style just delivers something unlike anything I've ever played before, and it's now 30% off. Honestly now probably the weakest game on today's list, but Dead by Daylight's back with 50% off. It matches the all-time low. Now first let me explain, look, it's an incredible game. I've sunk more hours into this one than I like to admit, just not on the Switch. It is a weak port. That said, look, if Switch is your only console, then I think it's still worth experiencing. They released a new DLC character this week, hence the sale we're seeing here. But the idea, basically run around maps, try not to get caught by these killers, and activate these different generators that open and exit. For me though, you can play it anywhere on the go, which is a nice touch, but only consider the Switch version if it is your only option. Before our first winner of the week then, Music Fans Fuser finds a new all-time low with 50% off, and this is from the team behind Rock Band, but here they drop the instruments for decks and you work on becoming like the ultimate DJ. It works though surprisingly well, and I didn't go in with high expectations, but if you've seen my review you will know I walked away impressed. The mixing, the controls in general surprisingly intuitive, and the multiplayer in particular is a blast. Even if some of the mixes I've heard there are absolutely awful, it is at least still funny though, and you will find a lot to like. Our first winner of the week then, it's going to that one dude who commented that Blue Fire looks amazing and the game is a blast. I will support that claim. I think the whole 3D Hollow Knight tag that everyone gave it at release, I think it was spot on, honestly. With some just great combat, evolving skill sets and incredible platforming. It's also still on sale for 20% off if anyone's interested. Congrats so dude, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, there is still a second winner coming up later in the video. Puzzle fans, Puyo Tetris 2 is a must play for fans of either series. I'm a Tetris guy myself. The first entry in this series though kind of taught me the ways of Puyo, and it definitely grew on me. It's basically though more the same, but like the first game, the story is surprisingly good, and now there's a few more options in here, like characters that can impact the gameplay. The formula though, just completely addictive, and I tend to start with story mode, get that kind of wrapped up, and then lean heavily into Tetris myself. 25% off though, it's a relatively new release, so that is a solid deal. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim doesn't need any introduction, but it's not been on sale in 6 months at this point, and I mean it's probably installed on everything else electronic in your household, so you may as well install it on your Switch as well, you know, with it matching the new all-time low price here of 50% off. It's a fantastic fantasy adventure though that even has a Zelda crossover if you have the right amiibo, and you can't deny this one's just staying power as it's placing you in the role of the Dragonborn to save this world, but people have just been playing this thing for years now and still choose to return. Is Doom not your thing? Maybe check out Crysis Remastered instead. It's switching out for a more realistic setting, even though by the midway point you're still like fighting aliens and stuff. But this is the game that set PCs on fire back in the day, and now it runs in the palm of your hand on the Switch, and honestly it performs incredibly. It's not lost its edge either, thanks to your kind of nano suit with all sorts of gadgets to arm you in battle, as you find your way to the bottom of this mystery invasion by basically killing everything in sight. 45% off though here marks a new all-time low. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate then gets its lowest price ever with 50% off, but be warned here, a monster file size at just shy of 33 gigs. The game though, yes, the visuals heavily downgraded, but the fighting is still solid, and I like a good fighter, especially on the go, and for me this is going to be a go-to choice. It's got everything you could want, a 37 fighter roster including the likes of Rambo, the Terminator, the Joker, all sorts of crazy characters, and then every bit of DLC that you can think of, so that's going to be like extra modes, stages, fatalities, and even 2 story modes. Mech fans, hardcore Mecha is well worth a look then. This is a 2D side-scrolling run-and-gun like platformer where you're an ace pilot that's drawn into a conspiracy and you're out to uncover the truth. You're going to upgrade your mech through battle though, gain new skills. It has up to 4-player multiplayer as well, and yeah, with a ton of enemies to kind of discover and locations to explore, I think this is a great mech entry. Unsure on this one though as well, I will say, if you like the sound of it, check out the free demo available on the eShop before you drop the cash on this new all-time low of 25% off. Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle then had to get a shout out from me. I haven't seen this on sale in ages, and I was surprisingly impressed with this one, honestly. It just captures the spirit of the anime for those that have seen it, and with it back matching the 30% off, I do think it is a good price and it's worth a consideration for anime fans. The combat's just a lot of fun here though. They basically cover seasons 1 through 3, and yeah, this tactical hunting, it's a blast as you zip through the air over all these different locations. Alright, so before our second winner of the week then, Rivals of Aether is the best Smash Bros clone out there I have ever played. I adored it in my review, and this pixel take on the Smash formula is just incredible, and I can see why it's so loved and why it's now gained an esports following. The combat here just incredibly deep. The roster is great fun. It includes the likes of Shovel Knight and Ori, and then there's a ton of modes as well. You get like solo play, local play, online, story, and the best mode for me was called Abyss mode. It's kind of like a high score chasing dream. Basically it throws waves of enemies against you. This one here though, it's a new all-time low with 40% off. So our second winner of the week then before our final 2 games, and it's going to HL, who grabbed Hatsu Miku Logic Paint S, which I do need to check out myself. It kind of came out of nowhere, and then Fatum Batula, which is just weird as hell. While it's not a copy of Root Film though, you did at least win a $10 eShop gift card, so congrats, and everyone else, thanks as always for entering, and remember to drop a comment down below because next week we not only have 2 gift cards to give away, but also a copy of Retromania Wrestling, and a single comment gets you entered for it all. So our final 2 games of the week then, I'm bundling these together, but Atelier Ryza 1 and 2, they're getting the discounts. The first entry is rocking 50% off, the sequel, that's a solid 20% off, considering it only released now a few months back. Incredible games though, as you take on the role of an alchemist to save this world, and it's got this unique real-time tactics combat system to back it all up. Not the deepest of stories here, honestly, the typical, you know, save the day, but it is a fun ride, and this for me is one of the best looking games on the console. I just think the world design, the characters, the animations are absolutely stunning, especially in the sequel. And that's it, another week down, and that is a beast of a week, and it's going to be a tough one to top, honestly, but it's also an expensive week, as everything here, you're kind of leaning into those AAA price points. Will you be adding anything to the library this week, though, or are you saving that cash and just chipping away at the backlog? With that, then, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.